Good afternoon, everybody. This is a mic check. If you can see us, if you can hear us, give us a thumbs up so that we'll know everything is working properly, and we will start promptly at 3 o'clock.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day. I'll start with our update as I normally do. Yesterday we mentioned that the nursing home situation out on the mountain. Last week we did have there was 5 people out there that did test positive for the virus. There, they did the swab test, and I've got a letter here. I actually just got this Sunday morning. And Miss Massengill had actually texted me this. I did read it yesterday, so for those of you that did not tune in yesterday at 3 o'clock, I'll read this letter because there's been kind of a turnaround there. It says, this is an update to inform all Dade Health and Rehab staff and families concerning our recent COVID-19 testing, which previously showed 5 positive results. We have now received back all 5 of the retest, which were all negative. Our 4 staff members and 1 resident are still being isolated until our complete testing of this batch of test swabs are finished. We will then update all of you when we have a more definite answer of what may have happened or if a contamination was involved. So there's a possibility that the swabs, from what I understand, could have been open, contaminated, whatever. Anyway, so you got a positive and you got a negative. One week and the next week. So, and on my actual numbers, we feel those 5 people are on this list. So when I do go over those, I feel that I don't know that the state will take them off, but if they do come back and they are negative, then they should come back away from our numbers there. But we'll just have to find out toward the end of the week what's going on with that. But anyway, that's pretty interesting. We do have our town hall today, on Tuesday, and we're going to have Marshana Sharp from the library, William Back of the IDA, and Jane Dixon. She's with our Alliance for Dade. That's actually our a new name for the chamber is what it amounts to. Early voting is going on now. You've got another couple of weeks here to vote at your convenience, 5 days a week. On the last week, I think the last Saturday there before the election, they'll be open there on Saturday, so you shouldn't have any reason for not voting. You can just go in there. They're averaging, last week they were averaging about 100 a day voting, so that's really good. It's great, really. The actual Cloudland Canyon this week, I was in touch with or they were in touch with me backwards and forwards with the actual law enforcement part of DNR. And things went relatively smooth out there. So there was I didn't really get any complaints as far as any traffic backing up on 136. I know a couple of times there was some, but they had they were doing their job out there and they got them right on in. So and I went through the Canyon Estates there a couple of times this weekend, and everything looked good there. The parking area was full, but didn't get any complaints over there. So hopefully that's kind of working itself out. The Department of Veterans Services, I do want to mention this. We got Alan Bradford. He's the person that keeps up with that. He found out this morning the Department of Veterans Services, their representative, will be back on the last Wednesday in July. So it'll be July before you'll have a local. Now, he is in his office over in Lafayette. So if you want to call Alan or call our office, we can give you their number. So if you got something really pressing pertaining to your veteran benefits or whatever, or any questions, they can put you in touch with this guy. So, but he will be back here in the county, and it'll be the last Wednesday in July. I do want to mention, I mention this every day because it's really important. We had a lot of people in the past weeks prior about, call about testing. Well, there's no reason in the world why you can't get tested here in Dade County now. We've got actually 6 days a week. Our health department is doing this. Monday, it's 1 to 4, and I mean, they've really been busy today. When they opened up at 1, they had like 4 cars out there waiting on them, and there's been one just about every time I looked out there the window, so there's people taking advantage of it. But it's Monday through Thursday, 1 to 4, Friday, 9 to 1, Saturday, 9 to 12. So, if you got it in your mind you want to get tested, there's no reason. It's right here at home, close. And there's also the Lawson Medical. Now, they do the actual blood draw. The health department, they do the swab test. But the Lawson Medical, they do the blood draw, and there is a charge for them. Lawson Medical, they charge $25 plus the lab fee. Their hours of operation is Monday through Thursday, 5 to 9. That's 5 in the evening till 9 at night. There again, people at work can come in. It gives you plenty of time to go there. Saturday and Sunday even, she opens from 8 till 6. And her number is 657-3200. And that's located right on the square there, right across from where the little coffee shop on the corner is. The health department, didn't mention this, but also it is free, the health department. So your swab test don't cost you anything. All it costs you is a little time. And then it may set your mind at ease, The testing also with Walker County Health Department, they're doing it at the Civic Center over off of 27 Highway over there. Their number is 706-375-7705. Pretty sure that's 5 days a week too. But you can call. All this is actually on our website. If you can't remember, don't have a pen, just go on our website. And Carrie, she keeps that updated and very good at that. Let's see here now. I'll go on into our numbers. The Dade County at this time, we have 27. Stayed the same, but as I mentioned, we've got 5 there. We feel that if these people are negative, they should come back off that. So we'll see what happens later on in the week, whether they take them off or not. But we know there's 11 that need to come off it because they're antibody tests. So actually, all in all, if you do that, our numbers are not really that bad. From what I was talking to Evan there just a little bit ago, and actually in the Tri-State Hospital, or major hospital in Chattanooga, out of all the hospitals, and this was last week, I'm not sure what it is as we speak today, there were only 11 cases in our hospital of COVID-19 in all of them. And we're not sure. We'll check into that tonight or today and get you an accurate number as of today. But that was probably Thursday, Evan, maybe, or Friday that you had that information? Yeah, Thursday or Friday. So that's big. I mean, it's not, you would think there would be a tremendous amount of people there, but 11 in all. Walker County, they went from 94 to 96. They have 44 antibody tests that can be taken away from that. Catoosa County went from 101 to 106. They have 23 antibody tests. Chattooga stayed the same at 24. Whitfield, they stayed the same at 283. Gordon County, they went from 138 to 139. Floyd County went from 228 to 239. Bartow County, they stayed the same. They're at 443 people. There's now 2,289 unknown counties. In other words, that's cases that have not been linked to a county with their address yet. And that could be any county. I say that every time, but it could be any county in the state of Georgia. It could be Dade County or whatever. So far in Georgia, we've had 1,853 deaths. That's up from 1,830 yesterday. That's statewide. And so far, total hospitalization over all the state of Georgia, Now that's people that are in there now and out. It's already been released. Is 7,511. Going to Tennessee, in Hamilton County, it was 552 yesterday, and they're up to 601. And they also have had 205 people recovered with 14 deaths. So Tennessee does give us a recovery rate, which that's pretty good. You can match that and comparatively see how many people has already went through the quarantine or the hospital and are out back on the street. Marion County, they're still at 36. They have 25 recovered with 1 death. Grundy County went from 31 to 32. They have 26 recovered and 1 death. Sequatchie County went from 10 to 11. They have 9 recoveries. Meigs County went from, they're 25, stayed at 25, and they have 20 recoveries. Bradley County went from 93 to 98. They have 76 recovered with 1 death. Total in Tennessee, they have 338 deaths. That's up from 336 yesterday. And that's comparative to Georgia. You know, that's a pretty big difference, you know. I mean, we've got total deaths in Georgia is 1,853 compared to Tennessee's 338 deaths. Alabama, we moved there to Jackson County, which is one of our neighbors. They went from 69 to 71. DeKalb County, they went from 222 to 228, and that's they have total in the whole state of 15,311 confirmed cases. That's up from 14,632 as of yesterday. So the numbers, you know, they fluctuate. They vary. But if you look at the true numbers here, you know, as far as hospitalizations and all, I know the numbers keep creeping up. But all in all, you know, you're kind of, I mean, when you look at a county as big as Bartow, and with as many people, like they've got 443 comparative, you know, cases. That's a lot of people, but you know, it's a big county. It's a tremendous county, and they've stayed the same here. And well, they've went up just a little bit. They're kind of leveling off. So hopefully, we're getting to a point it'll start leveling off. Although you know the chances are it is going to increase because there's more. Every county is just like us now. They're doing 6 days a week testing, most of them. So you got people coming through all these counties that just every day, and the swab tests are free. So there's a lot of people taking advantage of it. So you know, it's a possibility that the numbers could go up. But one thing about it, you know, with as many tests as we've got out there, we're going to see that we're going to see pretty quick whether we're going and around the curve or we're kind of flattened out in the next week or so. So anyway, but if you got any questions about these numbers or Dade Health and Rehab, we have all her contact information online. She was good enough to give that to us. So you know, feel free to contact her, or you can contact 667-8999-423. That's my number, and I'll put you in contact with whoever you need to talk to. But also, you can contact Carrie if you've got questions. Go to Carrie there online, and we'll be glad to try to get your questions answered. And that's about any of these, the numbers or anything. We got any questions, Carrie? Okay. I do have that on here.
This Saturday is early voting.
I did say that there was going to be a Saturday, but that is true. Saturday, now that's this Saturday, right? Yeah. Okay, this Saturday, May the 30th, there will be early voting. You'll be able to vote all the way from 9 o'clock in the morning until 4. So, you know, if you're out maybe buying groceries or out, go to the post office or whatever, go to Hardee's or McDonald's or wherever, you know, run on by over there and vote. I mean, it's really, there's not been any lines where you have to wait any great length of time. You can just go in and go right on through. And a lot of people, you know, they do wait till that day, you know, voting of the day. But a lot of times, too, you know, you come in and you do have a line. And so that'd be good. You know, so it's this Saturday, May the 30th, from 9 to 4. Okay. All right. Any questions? No. Okay. All right. All right. We'll go into the town hall. Alex is actually on vacation this week, and I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to introduce our people, our guests we have here, and I'll let them take it from there. And they're going to tell you a little bit about who they are and what they're doing, and just a little bit of about themselves and their organizations. If you want to, we're going to go ahead and start. Well, I'll go ahead and introduce you. We got William Back. He's our director of our Industrial Development Authority. That's IDA. we've got Marshana Sharp. Of course, she's our main person at the library. She is a person to go to and a manager, and glad to have her here. And also we have Jane Dixon, and Jane is with the Alliance for Dade County, and that is actually taking the Chamber of Commerce. We're having some technical difficulty, there. Yeah, but yes, Carrie got so excited when Jane was here. She just, but we're gonna go ahead and we'll let Jane start today. And if you want to, just go ahead and just cordially tell us what's going on with the new group, and it's all yours. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, Ted. I watched one of these programs one afternoon when Alex was doing it, and I noticed the thing that I liked the most about it was so informative, and it was conversation. It was information that people might enjoy hearing, in a short splurt like this. So, and Carrie had told us we had a little bit of time, so I told all of them they might as well go on home because I'll probably take up all the time. So you all stop me if I carry on too much about this, but...
We got a shocker in that seat. I got a button here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I wonder why my knee kept jumping.
Yeah.
That was you. Ooh, I didn't know. No. I want to talk to y'all just a second today about, Ted introduced it as something that was a new name for the Chamber. Well, I think that's a good way to start thinking about it, but our mission will be for us and our town to move away from a new name for the Chamber, to move to an organization which is called the Alliance for Dade, which is made up of Dade County citizens who want to do something, okay? Because it was a group that kind of initiated itself. It brought itself together, and since then, a lot of things have happened, Ted. So I'm going to take a few minutes to tell you about those and catch everybody up to where we are. Now, because we have all been home, we have been Zooming. So if you've never been in a Zoom with a bunch of excited people, all it is chit-chat on top of each other, just like that. But we have done a lot of work. First thing I'll tell you is that we had to decide where we were going because we realized very quickly that there were too many people on that little Zoom and in that little group who had ideas, and that we needed to bring those ideas together and to find a mission. Now, Josh Engel kept talking to us. You could just almost see Dr. Harris giving us directions. It was like, find your mission, know what you believe in, and start taking some action. So we followed that plan, and we have developed a mission. We all agreed to it, and so our energy will be to materialize this mission, to make it come alive. And I'll read you the mission, so as we move along in time, the community should be measuring themselves against this mission and us as an Alliance for Dade. The mission is, first of all, is to promote business and tourism. So it's a joint hand. And if you remember, when I first talked to you, I talked about the Alliance for Dade, which was an umbrella over the Welcome Center and tourism, and the Chamber of Commerce. So we're going to blend those things together under this alliance, the mission to promote business and tourism, to enhance economic and community development, and to serve as a catalyst, there's the umbrella, a catalyst for improving the overall quality of life in Dade County. Now, if we can do that by joining hands with business people and citizens in our community to welcome tourists and to enhance people to come to our community to visit, because we want them to spend their money in our community. All right? Now, we did our mission statement first, and then we decided that what we needed to think about doing, Ted, was to do a restructure. So that's what I told you we did. We've restructured the headset, thinking about the Chamber, the Welcome Center, Commerce, everything together, and put it under that umbrella. And then we decided we needed to get down to business and reorganize. So that was our next step. Our reorganization plan called for this: first, a very active and engaged board. If you just wanted to visit, you would find real quick you won't go home. You won't want to, because you'll be assigned or asked to do something. It's very active. The people are very engaged, and they are only interested in forefronting this Alliance for Dade attitude, that if we all do these things together, the Welcome Center, the Chamber, the tourism, citizens, and businesses, everybody in there benefits. Because historically in this town, the Chamber of Commerce kind of set up to be something that helped just businesses. Well, this little statement that I just read you, at the end of it, it clearly says to serve as a catalyst to improve the overall quality of life in Dade County, not just for businesses, but for everybody. Because all people like to go shopping, and what we as government want them to do is spend their money. Because then that does everything better for Dade County. So the next thing that you would want to know is, what are our future plans? We have a fabulous website. You need to get on the website, look at the website, and start seeing what's happening. What differences? Where's the restructuring? Where's the reorganization? You will start feeling the impact of both of those two things as this Alliance for Dade keeps going. We've elected officers, we have our board members, and we have committees. I want to read you just the committees, and you'll, I hope, be excited. One committee is called Business Services. If somebody comes to this town, or let's say I'm looking for somebody to cut down my trees, well, who do I call? I have no idea. Can I call the Chamber of Commerce maybe, and they tell me who cuts down trees, and those who will take my money and walk off and not cut down my trees, but those that will cut down my trees and then take my money? That's one of the things, kind of things we want the Business Services Committee to do. We have a Finance Committee. We have very little source of income right now, but we're going to build it such that instead of someone having to go ask someone to join the Alliance for Dade, honey, we want them to line up at the door and to say, can I join? I'd like to be a part of something like that. That excites me. Instead of saying, why do I need to join? We want them to see it and to be attractive to them. Another committee is our membership committee. That's where we will really get down to talking about this. Our publicity committee, we hope to be all over the forefront of everything. Even if it's just a sign on the road that says, smile, you're in Dade County. You know, and as you leave, thanks for spending your money, you know. I mean, you've seen these kinds of things. We'll have a signage committee. You know, one of the most wonderful things we've done, I think, in our town is those signs we've got that come into Dade County that says Trenton. That's really neat. And we want to have something all over this town just like that, so people could get attracted to this city. We will have a tourism committee and our website committee. Now, our website committee, Harry Abels is working on that, and you really need to get on there and see some of the things that he's posting. So, again, you started this off by a new name for the chamber. It is a new name. It is a new restructuring. It is a new organization. But here's the nice thing about it. Anyone in Dade County, or if you live in Chattanooga and want to come help, you can. Anyone can come and help this Alliance for Dade and do something. It will be even like something will be as valuable as Tree City. Oh, Eloise, she worries you to death, but that's okay. That's the kind of people we need work in our community who want to do something to plant some seeds in this community. So they will grow for our children, their grandchildren, and it doesn't mean we have to become a condominium. It means we have to love our land and we have to bring people here to visit and to live. So I hope that brings you up to date where we are, and we would like to keep coming and sharing with you all anytime, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's very good.
Marshana, you don't need to talk, no. I'm teasing.
Is that website dadechamber.com?
Just 1 minute. Have we changed it? But William, do you know?
It's still dadechamber.com. We're going to add some other
That's one way you
addresses.
could, that is one of the ways you could reach it, okay? There will be others, and there probably are now, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Terry.
All right, Marshana, Miss Marshana Sharp. Just tell us who you are and a bit about you and your and the library. What's going on?
Okay, I am Marshana Sharp. Most of you know me, and I'm the manager of the library. And so today, some people were asking, so most of y'all know what we do, but we want to talk about what we do, how we function, and where we get our funding. So the library, information, resources, entertainment, for all, no matter what religion, economic status, no matter what. It's open to, no matter what age, it's open to everyone, and you have access to these resources. Some of the resources are books, both digital and print, games, DVDs, computers, and many more. We also have fax machines. We have a photo center. We have copiers, because we have like a little mini office there. We also partner with organizations and do events. We have programs. We have summer reading. We work with the students in the afternoons. Some of them meet there, and well, when they could meet, and they would work on group projects. We have Wi-Fi that reaches into the park so that the students can do their classes online. I'm sorry. And then we have, when we were open, regular, we had little groups that would meet there after school and stuff. And we work with the teachers to provide like books for the whole classroom. If they're doing a certain book, sometimes we'll put all those on hold. We have access to those. We have 6,421 library card holders. We had 37,590 people walk through the door last year. We had 130 programs in the meeting room that were not library programs. They were just in the community, and over 1,100 people come to those meetings. I might be partial, but I feel like the library is the heart of the community. We kind of have information and resources that are sent out through the community. So how do we function? Well, the library is part of the Cherokee Regional Library System, which has 4 branches. 3 are in Walker and 1 is in Dade. Being part of this region gives us access to 11 million books and over 300 libraries across the state of Georgia. We also receive state money. We have a support system for the regional that gives us a director, tech support, payroll, and HR services, and grant writing. We do have a local board, and it's appointed by our funding agencies. The county actually has 4 appointees on that board, and then they report to our regional board, which we also have 2 members of the local board that sits on that board. We have 1 full-time staff, 2 at 28 hours, 1 at 19, and 1 at 4. So how to receive our funding? Well, the library has 3 funding agencies that are county, city, and the school board local, but we also receive funding from the state. And it comes down that the county is 50% of our funding, the city's 28%, the Board of Education's 14%. We receive fines and fees and copying, it's 4% of our budget, and the state gives us 3%. Most of our programs, our summer reading and our children's programs, are done by donations. We receive a lot of donations for these programs. Several years we've received grants that give us upgrades to buy new equipment for the public, like our photo center, a lot of our photo center, and things like that. SPLOST. I can't say enough about how many times SPLOST has saved us. So we rely on SPLOST to buy books, technology, and so people will say, does people still really read books? Well, last year we checked out 44,251 books. So yes, people still read hard books. So there's still requests to purchase them. We run out of our state money in half the year. So we do rely on the SPLOST money to buy books that are requested. We've had people coming in and requesting about, they're cutting down on their big gardens, and they're doing straw bale gardening and stuff like that. So we were able to purchase books through SPLOST to help people with that. So anytime that we have special requests, if we didn't have the SPLOST money, we wouldn't be able to get those books because we run out really fast. We have a grant that was offered to us. We only needed 10%. If we didn't have that 10% of SPLOST, we wouldn't have been able to, our floor was tearing up, we needed to be replaced. Our front doors were messing up, they needed to be replaced. We were able to get new doors, new flooring, our signs, electronic signs, which are open to everyone to be used for baseball signups, to census, the information, emergency information, anything, send a request in. Those signs were bought with that money. And if we hadn't had the 10% to match it, we would have lost all of that, which was way more than that 10%. So we were glad for SPLOST for that.
10% was SPLOST.
10% was SPLOST, yes. Everything else was bought with a grant, but if we hadn't have had that SPLOST, we would have lost that grant because we had to have that 10%. No one, we didn't have it at the time. We also, we have a lot of people use computers. Not just people, everybody has computers. They have it on their phone. You don't think about, right before we closed, we had a gentleman come running in. He's like, I have an interview in like 2 hours. I have no ink in my printer. I need to print my resume. Well, yeah, he had a computer at home, but luckily there was a library right there so he could print his resume. I did see him later on, and he told me he got the job. So it was good that, that was there for him. We have students that come in, and, they need to print things off for school. So it's not everyone, a lot of people do have access to internet and stuff, but sometimes they need more than just their phone to use. So we have that. We happen to have our computer lab was getting older. It was used a lot, and we had 9 computers that went down at once. Because of SPLOST, we were able to replace these computers, get them back up so that they can be used by the public. We also had our lighting. We did have a grant for it too, but we needed a small match. SPLOST was able to replace our lighting, which will decrease the power bill, so that would put more money back into our budget. We have several different things that SPLOST has saved us on, so I can't say enough about how much we've benefited from SPLOST, and will continue to benefit if it's passed.
Okay. Thank you, Marshana. Mr. William Back, we'll turn it over to you here.
Thank you, Ted. We can all be so proud of our Dade County Public Library. What a lot of people don't know is that a few years ago, our library received an award as being one of the 3 best small libraries in the United States of America. We're so proud of that and so impressed with the wonderful job that Marshana has done for us. Well, I work for the city and the county, and I work in the field of economic development. So that means that I try to bring businesses here to Dade County, and I also work with the existing businesses as they expand and grow and hire more people. And that's a challenging field, particularly in our difficult economic times today. But it's something that's very important to our county. Something else that's important, I would like to take a moment and talk, amplify a little bit about SPLOST that Marshana mentioned. SPLOST, of course, is the 7th penny of our sales tax. And I get a lot of questions about it. People want to know what exactly is it and why is it important to Dade County. And first of all, it generates a great deal of revenue. And if we didn't have the SPLOST revenue, we'd have to make up that income some other way. And of course, we all know that other way is property taxes. And we don't want our property taxes to go up. And to some degree, the SPLOST sales tax is paid for by people who come through and visit our county and travel through here and buy gasoline. And they help us with our budget, and they help to raise money for our county. So it's a very valuable thing for our county, and we've had it for many, many years, and it's up for re-election this year, and it will be very beneficial to our county if it's put back in place. And when I say that, it's because I talk a lot with people who are interested in bringing their business to Dade County and growing their business here, and one of the things they tell me they're looking for is they want to make sure that property taxes are low, whether it's for their own company or perhaps people who may want to live here and buy a home here. Low property taxes are important to them, and because of SPLOST, that helps to keep our property taxes low. A second priority that I hear from people who either own businesses or thinking of bringing a business here is that they are very anxious to see that the county in which they locate has low debt and is well managed financially. And Dade County has very low debt, and it's one of the lowest debt rates of any county in the state of Georgia. So that's something that is very beneficial. Again, because we have SPLOST, that helps to keep our debt down. And finally, we have a little problem with our economic development here. We don't have a lot of land. We used to, but it's all been sold to people like Vanguard with 98 acres and the other companies in the industrial park. So we need to reinvest in our community. And when I say we, it's not just the Industrial Development Authority, but it's our county, our community as a whole. It's very important that we reinvest. If we're able to have our SPLOST reinstated, continued on and here in our next election, that will provide funding for the county and the IDA to acquire additional land where we can entice businesses to come and settle here. And the trend now is to increase wages. We've had about a 30% increase in wages from our companies in the industrial park over the last 2 to 3 years. And that wage increase has involved not just the companies that are doing business in the industrial park, but it's spread to other companies in the community, because as jobs became a little bit more scarce here in Dade County, other companies, the retail restaurants, the other businesses that employ people, had to raise their pay rates too. So everyone has benefited in the county by having more jobs and having this general wage increase that has far exceeded the kinds of increases we've seen elsewhere in the United States during the same period of time. So a vote for the SPLOST will be a very good way to continue for our community to reinvest in itself, and it's something that's going to have ramifications over many years. Good results for our community. Finally, I do want to invite anyone who works for a business or owns a business here in Dade County to call me if you have questions. Sometimes they can help, or I can lead people to state or federal authorities who may be helpful to a business. I'm going to give my phone number here, and again, my name is William Back, and the telephone number is area code 423-667-3889. And my email address is wback, that's W, B as in boy, A, C, K, wback at dadecounty-ga.gov. And I invite anyone who has questions, or anytime I can help someone who's in business here, to give me a call, and I'll be happy to do what I can. And thank you for this opportunity.
Okay, good job, Will. I appreciate all y'all being here today. Very informative, you know, and this will be played, several times. She'll actually, I guess it'll go to YouTube, right? Please go to. And so any of you out there that want to, rewatch or back up or whatever, and watch this, it'll be very informative, and or tell your friends about it. And a lot of questions were answered here today that a lot of people, need answers for. So I do appreciate everyone tuning in today. And we do have these on Tuesdays, these town hall discussions, and of course we do these updates every day at 3 o'clock. I want to say a special thanks. Yesterday, I didn't mention this, but I should have. Gary Moore, which is our commander here at the American Legion. We had an event there at our Veterans Park here on the square yesterday. It was very, very touching. It was not really a lengthy thing. We had a lot of the veterans there. The taps was played. We had, it's just a special time. I mean, put tears in your eyes and cold chills, on your face. We had the actual rifleman there that actually did the 21 gun, the salute, and so it was a special day, and I appreciate that Gary and all the veterans. Alan Bradford was there. Of course, he goes, he's there, as a member there. So. This is a special day. But I do appreciate everyone out there. If you have any questions about today or anything that we talk about here, please call me, 423-667-8999, or go on our website. Everything we've talked about today will be posted on our website. And we'll be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Thank you.